and welcome to iPad Quick Tips. In this video, we are taking a look at the Settings menu on your iPad. The Settings menu can be accessed from your home screen. It is this app right here. If the icon looks a little different, you are very likely running iOS 6 and should upgrade to iOS 7. You can think of the Settings menu as the command center for your iPad. There's a lot going on here, so let's start at the top. Airplane mode. Turn this on or off if you want to play games while you're on an airplane. Wi-Fi. Here, you turn Wi-Fi on or off or choose a Wi-Fi network to connect to. Wi-Fi should always be turned on. You are connected to Wi-Fi when you see this little wedge symbol here at the top right corner. Kind of looks like a funnel. In general, you should only connect to secure Wi-Fi accounts. You can identify them by this little lock symbol. These will always require a password to connect. If you're in a bind and need a Wi-Fi connection, please use your best judgment about which free Wi-Fi to connect to. Starbucks is probably okay, but less reputable places may offer free Wi-Fi for their own advantage. Cellular data. Here you can turn your cellular connection on or off, view your account information, and check your usage. Like Wi-Fi, you should leave cellular on at all times. The iPad will always connect to a recognized Wi-Fi account when it is available and automatically switch from cellular to Wi-Fi for you. The Verizon display here at the top left corner will indicate your connection strength. If you don't see a Wi-Fi icon, you are using cellular minutes. It is important to point out that the company must pay for cellular minutes. Please keep this in mind and limit downloading and installing apps, streaming video or music, and using FaceTime to only those places where a Wi-Fi connection is available. In the Bluetooth section, you can turn Bluetooth on or off and connect new devices such as keyboards or headsets. You should have received a Bluetooth keyboard, something like this, with your iPad. To connect the keyboard, first insert batteries into the battery compartment here. Then turn on the keyboard using the switch here. It's a good practice to turn off the keyboard when not in use to conserve battery life. This Connect button may be pressed if you're finding difficulty in connecting your device to your iPad. With your keyboard turned on and in proximity to your iPad, take a look at the Bluetooth settings. Your iPad should recognize your keyboard. Simply tap on the keyboard entry to begin the pairing process. The iPad will instruct you to enter a code on the external keyboard. After doing so, your keyboard is now ready to use with your iPad. Other Bluetooth devices are paired in much the same manner. If at a later date the iPad fails to recognize the keyboard, simply repeat these steps to re-establish the pairing. You may also want to check the battery too. In the General menu, there are quite a few settings to review. In the About menu, you will find your iPad's name. Typically, this will be your name. Please do not change this value, as it is linked to various supporting accounts needed to keep your iPad up to date. If you have not updated to iOS 7 yet, then you probably have a big red icon here reminding you to update. Please go ahead and do this update at your earliest convenience. Contact the help desk if you have any questions. Siri gives your iPad speech recognition capabilities. Siri does have to be turned on in order to use the speech-to-text functionality on your on-screen keyboard. If your pop-up keyboard does not have the microphone icon, you can be pretty sure Siri is turned off. Privacy. In the Privacy section, please ensure that Location Services is always turned on. You can tell if it is turned on in general when you see this little arrow icon in the upper right corner of your screen. With Location Services turned on, also verify that it is enabled for the Impact CRM app. This is crucial for a number of functions within the app itself. iCloud. If you see an entry for iCloud, like this, please delete this from your iPad. This functionality is not permitted on the company's iPads, as they have a tendency to wrap up a significant number of cellular minutes. Mail, contacts, and calendars. Your iPad should have come pre-configured with your email all ready to go. If you should change your email password, this is where you will set it on the iPad. Tap on the account entry to see the details and enter your new password. The Mail Days to Sync allows you to limit the number of days worth of email to store on your iPad. Synchronization will take bandwidth and storage space on your iPad. While no limit may seem like the safest, If you have thousands of emails with attachments, you may find the available space on the iPad a bit restrictive. iTunes and App Store. Here you will find the Apple ID associated with your iPad. The iPads come with a default Key Impact Apple ID, which will allow you to install updates and free apps. The person who you received your iPad from will provide you with the Apple ID and the password. If you desire to install an app that is not free, you must use your own personal Apple ID. Please watch the iPad Quick Tips Apple ID video for much more in-depth coverage on creating and using Apple IDs. Down near the bottom of the list, you will see the entry for the Impact CRM app. Here is where you will enter your login credentials for the CRM, right up here in the production login boxes. You can ignore the sandbox login credentials for now. Keep in mind that if you change your password within Salesforce, you must come here and enter your new password to avoid any credential conflicts. So there you have it. We took a look at some of the key elements in the Settings menu and reviewed some important guidelines. Feel free to explore the other entries in the Settings menu to discover fun ways to customize your iPad experience. See you next time!